You can apply this very video to every celebration day, not just Valentine's Day. But in this very video, I'm speaking about Valentine's Day in particular and what you should avoid. Okay, you might be wondering, what is Paul Johnson trying to tell me to avoid that I haven't had before or that I don't know? Do well to watch the very end of this video for you to know what you really need to avoid. You see, what I'm about to share in this video is what so many persons don't really take very much important, and for this reason it's making them not do well in every sphere of their life. Do you understand? Either in their business or other things they are into. So I want you to listen and also watch this video to the very end. And if you are coming in for the first time to my channel, do well to subscribe to my channel so that you get to know when my next video will be coming up. Alright, great minds, I don't really intend wasting much time in this very video. I just have one major thing I want you to avoid on Valentine's Day. Okay, and this one major thing cuts across every other sphere or any other thing you will think of. If only you can avoid this, it will go a long way in making you not to do some things that will make you end up regretting. Do you understand? As I said, you can apply this to whatsoever you want to apply it to, but in this very video I want to really hammer it on business. I'll be giving just few practical examples that will help you understand what I'm trying to share the more. Okay, just follow me. Now, this one major point I really need you to avoid on Valentine's Day is what people are really bragging on and raising shoulders for. Do you understand? And I feel it's not really necessary, because the aftermath of this is ending up in regrets. And this major point I need you to avoid is trying to prove a point. I'm going to hammer on this very well, and I will share some practical examples with you, and I am very sure you will learn a lot. Okay, and do well to implement it because it will help you. Now, we are in a world whereby everybody wants to prove a point. Those that are poor, those that doesn't have money, those that are rich, the average people, everybody wants to prove a point. Those in the political sector, those in the business sector, even those in church settings. Do you understand? They just want to prove a point. But I really need you to do your Valentine's Day with the mindset of not proving a point. The major reason so many persons are always ending up trying to prove a point is because they want to feel like they are also in the game, or probably they too can do what others are doing, just to make sure they are part of what is trending. The major reason why some persons will not want to do some things legally, that is them joining Yahoo and doing some rituals and using soaps and all of that, is just because they feel like, okay, if this guy can do it, why won't I do it too? The aim is getting the money, so I'm going for it. The aftermath of all these things is what you don't really understand. Do you get that? So you don't do it because others are doing it. If everybody is doing it, that doesn't mean that it's right. So the mindset of proving a point will make you want to make sure that you go extra mile to make sure your spouse is happy, at the detriment of your own life. Do you get that? So now a guy might just wake up on Valentine's Day and he will be like, man, my guys are buying gifts for their babes, they are buying gifts for their spouse, I don't have money to do this, I don't have money to do that, and all of that. So now they now want to make sure they are proving a point by making sure, okay, they too, they have the money, so they want to do what? Go and just do dubious things and get the money to prove a point and please their spouse. Some persons go extra mile trying to borrow clothes, yes, borrow cars. You will see lots of scenes playing. You see lots of scenarios playing on Valentine's Day. My own concern here is you shouldn't fall into some of these traps, because Valentine's Day is just a day, and after that day everything calms down. One thing with celebration days is that very day there will be this gyration, will I call it gyration now, or there will be this vibe, this high vibe, and everybody just wants to make sure that they are in for it and they are not dulling themselves. As people will always say, it's better to dull yourself than for you to try proving a point because you want to please somebody. So many persons who just want to borrow cars, borrow stuffs, just make sure they are faking it. At some point, if you are trying to prove a point and you don't really have the capacity or the money to do it, you want to fake it. One of my boss told me recently, he was saying it is not fake it until you become it. It's actually faith it, like faith. It is faith it. Some persons want to really fake it until they become it, but this is not it. Okay, I'm just trying to paraphrase what he said. So this is one of the major thing I really need you to avoid, because you see this thing I'm telling you about, if you also put it in the church settings too, so many persons are not really doing what they do in church because they want to praise the name of the Lord. Some are doing it because somebody out there is somebody they've been eyeing, or it's actually their spouse or their crush per se, as other persons will say. So at some point their mind is not fixed on the one they've come to worship. You are coming to the altar of God and your mind is not fixed on the person you've come to worship, but rather your mind is fixed on another person. So at the end of the day, you do all you do, the lifting of your hands, the prayer you pray, your gymnastics and all of that is because you want to show somebody that you can do it. So that is not it. So I want to really apply this to Valentine's Day. I told you that I'll be sharing some practical example, isn't it? Yes. So the aftermath of everything is that you end up spending more than what you budgeted. Let's say, for example, you're going to the market and you plan that you want to get just a pair of shoe, and you've budgeted a pair of shoe already. If you are very much determined and you are not going to the market to prove a point, you will not spend more than what you've budgeted. You will not buy a pair of shoe and end up buying something else. Do you understand? Because you've planned your spending already. There is a difference between you trying to get a particular thing because you want to prove a point and getting a particular thing because you really need it. There's a huge difference between these two things. One is because you really need it and it will either be of great benefit to you or what you are trying to work on, or a project you are trying to work on. Do you understand? Or it will actually amplify what you've been building on over time. But when you try buying a product because you want to prove a point, it's after you are done buying it that you now be like, wow, I bought this. I never really needed this. Why did I end up buying this? So that is just it. I am telling you the truth. So many persons will regret some of their decisions on Valentine's Day. Probably you are going to see a lady and your guys have been telling you you are not man enough and all of that. You're just there, you just have a lady over there and you are just looking at like a mirror. Who told you that? Who told you this? Then before you know, because you want to show your guys that okay, you two are man enough and all of that, you want to prove a point, and you end up doing what you don't need to do or what you don't want to do. Do you understand? So you just try to prove a point. So this proving a point of a thing, it affects other ramifications, other spheres. Probably your guys are smoking and they'll be like, you are not man enough. They are drinking, they'll be like, you are not man enough. You cannot do it. You are trying to prove a point, you want to do it. I really need you to do things the way it ought to be done, okay? Come with the mindset of not allowing anything to freak you. Secondly, you are into competition that you know you cannot survive in. You don't try to compete with somebody that has been in business for 5 years or 10 years and you are just coming in. there is no way you want to compete with that person. So this day is a day whereby so many persons want to do free offers on Valentine's Day, and they've budgeted for it, and they know their money is going for it, their investment, their time is going for it. You that is just coming up, if you want to also do the same thing, you might end up crashing your business. Okay, all this boils down to proving a point. So please, I really need you to take away high level of competition. Do you understand? Taking decisions that are not realistic also on Valentine's Day can put you in a very tight corner. So you are in a dispensation whereby everybody wants to do things to prove a point, to show that they are also in the game, or they are also trending, or they are also doing what others are not doing, or probably what others are doing and people are feeling they cannot do it. Do you understand? There are so many strategies in business, but you don't need to just stand up and start copying other persons because you want to prove a point. So many things will go wrong on Valentine's Day. So many things will go wrong. But my concern is that you shouldn't be among those that will be a victim. You shouldn't be among those that will be a victim. So that at the end of that one day, which is called Valentine's Day, you will not turn back and regret some of the decisions you made. I told you I just really want to make this video very short, and I think I will need to stop here. This major thing or this major tip I shared is what you should avoid: proving a point. Thank you for staying till now. Do you want to subscribe to my channel if you are coming in for the first time, and stay tuned for the next video.